Next week is going to be the Road to Kalos event, which is a lead-up event to Pokemon GO Tour, and this is going to be an absolutely massive event with a whole bunch of content. It's going to be quite a lot, and I want to cover all the details for this event in this video, so yeah, let's get right into it. Hey, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So next week, we have the global Pokemon Go Tour event, and it's going to be featuring the Kalos region. But leading up to this event, we have the Road to Kalos event, which is going to be a week of a whole bunch of different raid bosses, a whole bunch of different wild spawns, and it's all going to change every single day. And of course, because it's going to be changing on the daily, there are a lot of questions regarding how it's going to work, when the new raid bosses are going to appear, and when the raid hours are going to be for every single day. So today I kind of wanted to talk about this event in detail. I know I already went over this event in a previous video, but I kind of wanted to clear some of the confusion because I think this is a very important event and you should definitely know everything that is going on. So let's actually just dive right in. We of course are going to be getting a couple of Pokemon debuts during this event, and it's going to be Pikachu wearing various costumes, which if that is your thing, then that is definitely something that you will want to look out for, but it's not necessarily the big crux of this Road to Kalos event. Speaking of which, this event is going to start on Monday, February 23rd at 12 o'clock a.m. local time, so it's not going to be at the usual 10 o'clock a.m. Essentially, when it hits midnight on Monday, you're going to be seeing a whole bunch of various things related to this Road to Kalos event. And that's going to go until February 27th at 11:59 p.m., after which is going to be, of course, the Kalos Tour global event. Now let's talk about the wild encounters first and foremost. So on Monday, February 23rd, it's going to be all about the Kanto region, and we're going to be seeing Pokemon like Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, as well as Pikachu, Clefairy, and Meowth. Nothing really too special here, but if you're looking for some Kanto Pokemon, this is going to be your day. And then on February 24th, it's going to be pretty similar, but this time with the Johto region, we're going to be seeing wild encounters of Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Marill, Hoppip, and Teddiursa. And then on February 25th, it's going to be the Hoenn region. We're going to be seeing Pokemon like Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip, as well as Poochyena, Tailo, and Nincada. And then on the 26th, it's going to be the Sinnoh region, which means we're going to see Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup, as well as Bidoof, Shinx, and Snover. And then finally, on Friday, we're going to have the Unova region, which was the Go Tour from last year, and that means we're going to be seeing Snivy, Tepig, Oshawott, Lillipup, Darumaka, as well as Gothita. Now, overall, this may not necessarily feel that exciting. It's not necessarily the major emphasis of this Road to Kalos event. It's actually going to be the raid battles. So every single day, we're going to have a different set of raids, meaning as soon as raid eggs start to spawn, these are the bosses that you're going to see on those specific days. And something else to keep in mind is that there's going to be a raid hour on every single day, which is going to be featuring the legendary Pokemon for the various regions. Now, very much similar to the wild encounters, on Monday, it's going to be Kanto region Pokemon in these raids. In 1-star raids, we're going to be seeing those Pikachu wearing the hats, and that's going to be kind of like the theme for these raids. It's basically going to be the Pikachu wearing whatever costumes correlating with the region. That's going to be in 1-star raids, and then of course the 5-star raids are going to be legendaries. And something else to keep in mind regarding these raid battles, these legendary Pokemon on every single day may have a chance at having a special background. That means even if you do not need these legendaries, it might still be worth raiding them because you might get lucky and get yourself one with a special background, which is definitely going to be a lot more valuable than one that does not have that special background. So that is something you should keep in mind. Now on Tuesday, February 24th, it's going to be about the Johto region, just like the wild spawns. In 1-star raids, we're going to be seeing Pikachu wearing Ethan's hat, as well as Pikachu wearing Lyra's hat. And then in 5-star raids, we're going to have Shadow Lugia, as well as Shadow Ho-Oh. So rather than just having the regular non-shadow versions of these two legendaries, we're actually going to be getting the shadow versions, which in my opinion actually makes these worth raiding for. And don't forget, you could potentially get those special backgrounds with these Pokemon. And then on Wednesday, it's going to be Hoenn region raid bosses. In 1-star raids, we're going to get Pikachu wearing Brendan's hat, Pikachu wearing May's bow, and then we're going to have primal raids for both Kyogre and Groudon. So rather than just having the regular legendary raids for both of these Pokemon, they're actually going to be the primal raids, which means you'll be able to get primal energy. And I'm assuming they're also going to have their signature moves, specifically with Kyogre. That means you're going to get one with Origin Pulse, and then with Groudon, that means you're going to get one with Precipice Blades. That's not necessarily confirmed, I believe, but that is something to watch out for because those moves actually make these Pokemon some of the best in the game. And then for Thursday, this is actually where things get a bit interesting. It's going to be around the Sinnoh region, and that means for 5-star raids, we're going to have both Dialga and Palkia, and then with 1-star raids, it's going to be Pikachu wearing Lucas's hat and Pikachu wearing Dawn's hat. But there's also going to be the origin forms of Dialga and Palkia, and these are going to be at specific times. So essentially, because there's two versions of these legendary Pokemon, the regular version and also the origin form versions, we're going to see them alternate throughout the day. And then when they alternate, you're also going to see various other forms of Pikachu. You're going to see Pikachu wearing Ray's cap as well as Pikachu wearing Akari's kerchief, which is going to be in 1-star raids. And then on Friday, it's going to be kind of similar, but this time around the Pokemon Reshiram as well as Kyurem, and they're going to be doing something a little bit different. So in 1-star raids, we're going to see Pikachu wearing Hilbert's hat as well as Pikachu wearing Hilda's hat, but in 5-star raids, you're going to see Reshiram and Black Kyurem. And then similar to Thursday, it's going to alternate to a different set of raid bosses. In 1-star raids, you're going to see Nate's Visor Pikachu as well as Rosa's Visor Pikachu. And then in 5-star raids, it's going to switch over to Zekrom and White Kyurem. Now, this is where I feel like it starts to get confusing for Pokemon Go players. Let's actually talk about how this rotation is going to work, starting with Thursday. So on Thursday, February 26th, the raid bosses will alternate each hour during event hours, with the exception of raid hour, where they will rotate after the first 30 minutes. So Pikachu wearing Lucas's hat, Pikachu wearing Dawn's hat, Dialga and Palkia will appear in raid battles first, and then on the next hour, you're going to see Pikachu wearing Ray's cap, Pikachu wearing Akari's kerchief, as well as the origin forms for both Dialga and Palkia, which means that throughout the day, you're probably going to want to focus on the origin forms, considering just how much more powerful and useful they are. And the other hours, yeah, maybe you could still raid for Dialga and Palkia for their candies, but essentially it's going to be different raid bosses every single hour, and it's going to alternate. And then similarly on Friday, it's going to alternate pretty much the exact same. So every single hour, you're going to see a different rotation of raid bosses. The first hour, it's going to be Pikachu wearing Hilbert's hat, Pikachu wearing Hilda's hat, as well as Reshiram and Black Kyurem. And then in the next hours, it's going to switch over to Pikachu wearing Nate's Visor, Pikachu wearing Rosa's Visor in the 1-star raids, and then of course Zekrom and White Kyurem. So depending on which one you need, you just need to pay attention to which hour it is, and that will determine which legendary raid bosses are going to be appearing. And I kind of like this system. It's kind of like a quick way to have pretty much both of the fusion forms included. And then when it comes to Dialga and Palkia, they have both of the irregular as well as the origin forms. But I think this will be very confusing. But basically, every single hour, it's going to be a different rotation of raid bosses. And then, of course, during the raid hour, there's also going to be a 30-minute rotation. And the raid hours every single day is going to be from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. local time. So yeah, that's basically all you really need to know regarding the raid battles. I think it's all looking to be pretty exciting, but there's also going to be special backgrounds as well for every single one of these. Let's just quickly list them off. Pikachu wearing Red's hat and Pikachu wearing Leaf's hat will have Team Mystic, Team Instinct, or Team Valor backgrounds. Articuno is going to have a Team Mystic background, Zapdos will have a Team Instinct background, and then Moltres will have a Team Valor background. I think for me, to get myself a shiny high IV Moltres with the Team Valor logo, that would be pretty slick because Team Valor all the way. And then for the Johto region, we're going to have Ethan's hat and Lyra's hat Pikachus with Pokemon Gold or Pokemon Silver backgrounds. Pretty cool. Shadow Lugia is going to have a Pokemon Silver background, and then Shadow Ho-Oh is going to have a Pokemon Gold version background. And for the Hoenn region, pretty similar. You're going to have Kyogre with a Pokemon Sapphire background, Groudon with a Pokemon Ruby background. It's essentially going to be thematic to the Pokemon games. On Thursday, you could potentially get a Pokemon Diamond background for Dialga and Origin Form Dialga, and then a Pokemon Pearl version background for Palkia and Origin Form Palkia. And then on Friday, it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to have Zekrom or Reshiram with either Pokemon Black or Pokemon White backgrounds. And then with Black Kyurem and White Kyurem, they're actually going to have their own special backgrounds. So yeah, overall, this is all looking to be pretty good. I think a lot of these backgrounds were introduced with the original GO Tour event, so it's not like they're brand new. And it's an opportunity for you to get them. If you feel like you missed out on previous GO Tours, specifically for these backgrounds, there you go. This is your second opportunity to get them. So overall, I think this is looking to be a pretty cool event. I think it's going to be packed with just so much content. Obviously, the rating is going to be the big emphasis. It's another opportunity for you to get some really powerful Pokemon like Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon. That's a big standout. And then, of course, there's the fusion forms for Kyurem, which were introduced last year. And then, of course, Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. Those are all probably the highest priority during this week. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else really to talk about. I'm really looking forward to this Road to Kalos event. It's going to be a very busy week, and in many cases, it's kind of looking to be better content than the actual Kalos Tour event itself, because a lot of people have been pointing out that it feels a little bit lackluster compared to previous year's GO Tour events. I don't know if they're holding off on some big announcements, but it really doesn't seem like there's a lot to look forward to. I really hope that changes. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below. Is there something in particular with this Road to Kalos event that you're looking forward to? Definitely share what that is, and let's have a great discussion. And if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to support my channel, the best way you can do that is, of course, hitting that like button for this video, and subscribe if it's your first time here, and make sure you turn on that notification bell so that way you know exactly when I upload videos. And also, make sure you go and check out the links in the description below. One of them is to my Patreon page, and if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, that's basically how you can do it. I add all of my Patreon members to my Pokemon Go friends list, and I send out raid invites to them and all that sort of stuff. So if that is something that interests you, make sure you go and check out the links in the description below. And my Etsy store is down there as well. And yeah, with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you in the next video.